What if one of the world's most influential social media platforms is on the brink of chaos? Welcome to the Twitter saga under Elon Musk's leadership. Imagine this. 2 weeks after SpaceX and Tesla mogul Elon Musk acquires Twitter, the social media giant is thrust into a whirlwind of uncertainty and turmoil. This isn't a hypothetical scenario, it's a reality that unfolded right before our eyes. A reality that saw Twitter, a platform that has defined the digital age, spiraling into chaos. The drama kicked off with massive layoffs. Half of Twitter's workforce was handed pink slips, disrupting lives and leaving a deep void in the organizational structure. This was just the beginning. Advertisers, who are critical to Twitter's revenue stream, felt alienated. The relationships that took years to build were suddenly in jeopardy, casting a dark shadow over the company's financial future. But the upheaval didn't stop there. The executive suite, the nerve center of the company, experienced a series of departures. Key players, who were instrumental in guiding the company through thick and thin, started to jump ship. The captain, Elon Musk, was left with a dwindling crew to navigate through the stormy seas. In the midst of this chaos, Twitter attempted to launch a paid subscription service, Twitter Blue. But like a ship that set sail in a storm, it was doomed from the start. The service was suspended just 2 days after its launch. And then came the blue checkmark debacle. Any account holder willing to pay could get a blue checkmark, leading to a flood of verified account imposters. This move only added fuel to the already raging fire. Just 2 weeks in and the Twitter landscape was already shifting, and not for the better. In the midst of turmoil, Twitter introduced a paid subscription service, Twitter Blue, but success was short-lived. Amid the chaos and uncertainty, Twitter, under Musk's leadership, sought to pivot. They launched a new paid subscription service named Twitter Blue, a venture that promised to introduce fresh revenue streams for the beleaguered platform. But in an ironic twist of fate, the triumph was as fleeting as a tweet itself. Barely had the service seen the light of day than it was suspended, just 2 days after its exciting launch. The Twitter Blue saga was not merely a tale of a failed launch, it was a significant misstep in the arena of public opinion. As part of the new subscription service, Twitter controversially offered blue checkmarks to anyone willing to part with their cash. This notorious symbol of verification, once the preserve of public figures, influencers and organizations, was now available to all and sundry for a price. The decision sparked considerable backlash. Critics argued that it undermined the very essence of the verification system, opening the floodgates for a surge of verified account imposters. The blue checkmark, once a mark of credibility and authenticity, was now reduced to a purchasable commodity. Its value diminished in the eyes of the astute Twitterati. In the wake of the outrage, Twitter was forced to suspend the service. The Twitter Blue debacle was a stark reminder of the precarious situation the company found itself in. It was another blow to Musk's reign, another dent in the armor of his leadership. It was a testament to the fact that even the most innovative ideas can crumble under the weight of ill-conceived execution and poor judgment. The Twitter Blue fiasco was yet another blow to Musk's reign. As revenue dropped, Musk pleaded with brands to stay, accepting responsibility for Twitter's performance. But the eyes of the Federal Trade Commission were already watching. In the aftermath of the turmoil, a desperate cry for help echoed from the high towers of Twitter. The voice was none other than Elon Musk's, the tech mogul who had recently acquired the social media giant. The once bustling platform was now facing a harsh reality, as revenue plummeted and advertisers began to pull away. In a surprising twist, Musk took to the platform, beseeching brands to continue using Twitter despite the rocky transitions. He extended an olive branch, accepting responsibility for the company's performance. It was a moment of vulnerability from a man often known for his audacious and unapologetic approach to business. But while Musk was busy putting out fires, another threat was looming in the shadows. The Federal Trade Commission, the regulatory body responsible for consumer protection in the United States, had taken notice of the chaos at Twitter. The FTC expressed its concern over the developments, issuing a warning that it was closely tracking the situation. Musk, however, appeared seemingly unfazed by the FTC's growing concerns. Known for his dismissive attitude towards accountability, he showed little fear of the regulators. It was a game of high stakes where Musk was seemingly playing by his own rules, seemingly daring the FTC to make their move. Yet the FTC's glare was not one to be taken lightly. The regulatory body had the power to impose potential fines over privacy missteps, a reality that Twitter was now facing. Musk's dismissive attitude towards accountability could potentially come at a high cost, one that could push Twitter further into uncertainty. With potential FTC fines looming, the situation at Twitter was becoming increasingly precarious. As the storm grew, key Twitter executives began to abandon ship, but Musk assured everyone that Twitter would weather the storm. In the midst of the turmoil, the resignation of multiple top Twitter executives responsible for fulfilling the company's FTC obligations sent shockwaves through the industry. These were the individuals who were the pillars of the company, the ones who kept the ship steady in the face of regulatory waves. Their departure was not just a loss of personnel, but a loss of experience, knowledge, and leadership. It was a clear sign of the uncertainty and chaos that had seeped into the heart of Twitter. Yet, in this whirlwind of resignations and upheaval, Musk stood firm. He didn't waver in his conviction or his promises. He assured his employees, the ones who remained, and the ones who contemplated their own resignations, that Twitter would adhere to the FTC consent decree. It was a promise of compliance, of responsibility, of a commitment to the rules that govern the tech industry. It was a beacon of hope in the stormy sea of uncertainty. But Musk didn't stop at promises of adherence. He made a bold claim, one that sparked both skepticism and hope. He claimed that despite the turmoil, despite the layoffs and the suspensions, and the looming threat of bankruptcy, Twitter's user growth was at an all-time high. It was a claim that seemed almost impossible in the face of the chaos. But if there's one thing we've learned about Musk, it's that he's never been one to shy away from the impossible. With Musk at the helm, Twitter sails into uncertain waters. Will this be the downfall of a social media giant or the beginning of a new era? Only time will tell.